Oh, snap! Snap!
The world is finally waking up to the crap that's baked into and sprayed on kibble dog food. No longer can commercial pet food manufacturers fool us with pretty pictures and false promises. This is the raw dog food truth. The view and opinions expressed on this podcast are not intended to replace medical advice. Before starting any raw diet, do research, ask lots of questions, and consult your vet.
Well, hello, raw feeders. I'm Dee Dee Mercer-Moffat, the CEO of Raw Dog Food and Company. Your pet's health is our business, and we're friends like my friend, Dr. Andy. Well, we don't let friends feed kibble. Now, I have to ask you, Dr. Andy, is that kibble shaming?
Kibble shaming, huh? I don't know.
The answer is no.
Okay, no. I don't understand shaming, period. Like, I have had friends, you know those emails that were going around at one point and you put a little sign up in front of your dog? I ate mom's favorite comforter and I don't care, And some friends were so mad. That's mean to the dogs. I'm like,
mean to the dogs?
Yeah. I'm like, no, they ate the comforter. Like, no.
And I don't know, but last time I checked, Dr. Andy, dogs can't read. They did not know that you were putting a sign out in front of their face.
So shame, yeah, no, it's not kibble shaming. No, they need to do a better job.
They do. And, we get a little pushback and I was talking with somebody yesterday and, they're big in the community of raw feeding, have their own thing going. And she was telling me that someone had told her, you need to step back from saying, don't feed kibble, because when kibble parents hear that, they shut down. You need to say ultra processed food. Now, here's my deal with that. First of all,
people know what that is.
That's what I was going to say. I'm not sure they know. Ultra processed, or like, this ain't ultra processed. This is just kind of just a little bit.
This is the good kibble. It's not ultra processed.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, that's my tagline. I'm probably not going to change that now. I came out of the gate with that. And here's what I think. I think that we attract maybe those people who are a little bit, more forefront in their personalities, maybe. I don't know, because we're a little,
Yeah. What do you call us?
I'm sure some of us call us the B word. Best friends. No. Right? Because
sorry.
I think when you start things, okay, let's take it like when you started chiropractic work a long time ago, I'm sure that you did not confront or say or suggest or recommend whatever word you want to put in front of it the way that you do today. You probably maybe tiptoed around.
Well, I didn't know 20 years ago.
Okay, there you go. That's a good.
I was feeding ultra processed food, also known as kibble. I didn't know. I didn't. And so I have evolved a lot, and learned. And when I knew better, I did better. And then I knew some more and I did some more, and so on and so forth. So, yeah.
And Andy.
And
we get tired of seeing sick dogs and hurt dogs and dogs that aren't well. Right. And so are we just supposed to say, good job?
Yeah, I had one in a couple weeks ago. Bulldog, probably one of the saddest ones I've seen in a long time. Dog-wise, period, not just bulldog. It smelled, it was greasy, the skin issues, the eye issues, the ear issues. It was weak in the rear end. And actually, if I had knew just how bad she was, I probably would have told her, don't waste your money with me because this dog is so inflamed. I don't know if we're going to be able to hold these adjustments. And, spending money this young woman doesn't have at the vet's office, at the fancy bath and grooming place, on the fancy shampoo, but feeding Royal Canin Bulldog.
Does she, did you mention?
Oh, I did.
What'd she say?
I can't afford that. I go, then you need to pick up a piece of paper and a pen, write down all your expenses, write down exactly what it would cost to feed this dog raw, and see where you want your money to go. I guarantee if you do this in the raw food column, you're going to clear up 80, 90, maybe all of your percentage of stuff over here that you're dealing with. And that was about the end of it.
I know a lot of people think that raw is super expensive. Brian's done a lot of analysis on that. He's like, look, you can feed, if your dog is in that 50 to 60 pound category, you can feed them for about $200 a month. Now I get it, Dr. Andy, you got 5 dogs and I get
and
it.
The 2 cats
and the 2 kitties. And yeah. I get it that if you have those big dogs, that's going to be more expensive all the way around. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It is. Absolutely.
It's just like if you drive a Mercedes versus a, I don't know,
Chevy Volt.
Okay. When you go get those repaired, there's a vast difference in the repair cost, right? And if you were to wreck one of them, a vast difference in the repair cost. So I get it, right? It's different. It's just like one of my favorite steak places up here, the Black Hat Cattle Company, which I love Dave and Julie over there, the owners up here in Evergreen. Their prices are not like McDonald's. Now, McDonald's is trying to come up a little bit. Okay. They're just like crazy expensive for that ultra processed food.
Bingo.
But I can't go to Dave and Julie and say, Dave, I don't know, your steak versus my hamburger. Come on, Dave.
Yeah, but which one is going to keep you up all night with heartburn or give you diarrhea or, mess up your blood chemistry? That steak or that ultra processed food?
Well, what's really cool about McDonald's, Dr. Andy, is that
what is it?
You can leave that hamburger there and come back and it looks just like it looks in a week. So,
They have very nice bathrooms.
Yeah, they do.
They do. They all have locking bathrooms. Like that's the last time I've been in a McDonald's was to use their bathroom and leave. Out on the road. They have nice bathrooms. I'll give them that.
I'd like to know if their coffee is moldy.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like,
everybody's
like, what does that mean? I'm like, well, when the beans come in,
yeah,
are they moldy? The
vast majority of coffee is, unless you're buying again premium coffee.
Let me ask you a question about mold in coffee. Because we know that mold is an aflatoxin, mycotoxins, all these different type of things that you can find in those ultra processed kibble foods. I'm going to start saying it together.
Yes.
Ultra processed kibble.
Kibbled food. I think, yes. That's good.
Right? Is that good? That's good.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah.
So here's my question. If it's moldy on the beans that they have, obviously put in a bag and then the mold, however that happens with moisture and stuff. When it goes through the hot coffee maker, does it kill the mold? Does it take away the mold? Does it go into your body?
It doesn't take it away. I bet it probably takes some of it out, the heat of it all, but maybe there's others that thrive on the heat and they grow extra. I couldn't tell you.
What kind of coffee do you drink? You drink some organic, probably.
Yes, it's called Life Boost.
Life Boost. You told me that one other time.
Yeah.
Life Boost. Do you feel boosted in the mornings when you have your Life Boost, Dr. Andy? Or is it when you're walking down the road, half naked, barefoot, getting your circadian rhythm on?
I did that this week in Colorado in February. I walked out there in my short shorts and my Kaniki top. I did have my grounding shoes on. I did not walk barefoot. I'm also walking on blacktop with the dog, so the grounding's not great at all anyway. But I got some vitamin D this week.
What are grounding shoes? The look on your neighbor's face.
Oh yeah, they're this woman just got crazier. I'm like, yep.
The woman that looks out the window.
I don't know. I'm just sure they drove by me, a couple of them, like, geez Louise. Mm-hmm.
I love it. You gotta have a a gig. Like
Got a gig.
what are grounding shoes, by the way?
There are a handful of brands that supposedly help you ground. I have some hiking shoes, and I have some, as my best friend in Belize said, those ugly ass shoes. She's like, no one's gonna steal your ugly ass shoes. I'm like, they are ugly, yes. Sandals. There's little sandals that you can get that actually the little tab in the bottom of the shoe is copper. And then now, are they actually grounding? I don't know. All of your gym shoes with the plastic bottoms or the rubber bottoms, those don't ground. Those actually resist it. So if you can actually find shoes, which is almost impossible with any kind of leather sole, you're grounding. But good luck.
Nice. So you know what we get we get those 5-gallon jugs of water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately those are in plastic. So you know what we did?
Mm-hmm.
We switched over to the 3-gallon glass jugs.
Did you?
And you can buy a copper
Yes.
copper holder that you turn the jug over and pour the water out. So that's on its way. So I just wanted to tell you about update.
Nice.
Now, how do we ground our dogs other than going out in our short shorts, in our grounding shoes, and walking them? So how do we
not putting shoes on them all the time? We've talked about that, right?
Right. The rubber shoes. Now, why?
Yeah.
I do see that. Now, I've only put the rubber booties on Lozzie when it is like super cold outside, and I mean really cold, right? Because as long as they're moving their feet on the snow, right,
It's
they're
actually
probably
a great way
okay,
to ground too. Yeah.
right? But when it's been like -2 and it's blowing,
Yeah.
we have put, but she didn't like it.
No, they're not designed for that, right?
Right.
They're meant to be, tough dogs. And so it's going to depend on what dog you have, how much fur is on their feet. Maybe you start out with booties and you finish up taking them off. So they do get some grounding. Like, we don't have to do all or nothing. I would say, if starting out on the snow and then putting them on, you're going to put them over wet feet, and that's probably not a good idea. So you might want to start out on dry feet. And then take halfway through on your way home, maybe you're out skiing, cross country or something, or snowshoeing or whatever, or hiking, and it's pretty good. So on the way back, you take them off so they get half that walk grounded. No coats outside. I actually put coats on in the house. I take them off when they go outside.
Everybody's like, she's so backwards.
I'm pretty much backwards on everything this world has told you. And how are we doing out there? We're pretty sick.
I know.
That's pretty degenerated. So I'm going to go the other way.
Good for you. Good for you. Hey, I want to ask you something about the feet of the dogs. If, a lot of people cut that, the hair out of the paws, do you think that's a good idea? Why do we do it? Should we do it?
I don't really have, like, my poodle gets poodle feet every 6 weeks. He gets it shaved out, but that's actual hair. I tell my senior clients when they have like the little hoof feet, like they're just getting overgrown, it gets very slippery. So we do want to cut that away so they can use a little bit more of their pads and a little more of their nails, or if they've got toe grips being put on because they're having trouble getting up. You do need to cut the hair away. Now, you got a young Malamute? Probably not. Like, probably that's kind of how they were designed, to have all that hair until it starts being a problem. Maybe you trim it up in the summer a little bit and let it go in the winter, because they're going to be laying out in those snow drifts.
I do see that the dogs that have the longer hair in their paws that run in the snow, maybe they're going to go for a run while their dad is doing snowshoeing, like our son. They get those giant,
some get so much and some
balls.
Don't. Yeah.
They get the balls in their feet and then they sit down and they pull them out and then their feet are bleeding. I'm like, wait, how can that be good?
I know. Why was it designed that way? And I think that's individual on the breed and the dog, which dogs build up those big balls. Maybe that dog needed to stop sooner and pull him out, but was too
You know,
preoccupied doing what he was doing, right? Like
right?
being a dog. My poodles will have them all the way up their legs if they're running through snow drifts. And I literally had to put them in bathrooms with a heater to melt it all off of them because you can't even get them off of them. Yeah, the design on some of them don't make much sense, but so I wonder, like the Iditarod dogs, are they out there trimming their hair?
Oh, I'd like to know what happens
But
to
they
their
do
little
put
paws.
booties on them.
Do they?
Yeah. I don't know if it's all the time. I don't know if it's every dog, but I have seen booties on them.
I tell you, one of our customer who has 5 Malamutes, um,
That's a lot of
she
dog.
that's a lot of dog. She just went to the North Pole.
With her
Hike.
dogs?
No, with
Oh, okay.
herself and other people.
Mm-hmm.
So this girl has climbed, has tried to summit Mount Everest several times.
Oh, wow.
They've done all the big peaks. She just came back, and they do it for a rescue. A rescue sponsors them, and so you can donate. But she literally uh does, the skiing all with all the way to the freaking North Pole, and she had a blister so big on her foot, and she just had to wrap it and go. Isn't that
Mm-hmm.
incredible? I
Yeah.
mean, I think you could do. Here's the thing. Everybody's got a different personality, right? Like my
Mm-hmm.
personality would be like, "Oh, no. I'm not doing that. I'm not creative for that." Right?
I'm with you on that. That's just the no.
I've done some 14ers, and I'm like, why? Why did I start this
I haven't
5-hour
even
trek?
done I haven't even done that because I've heard the stories of how much not fun they are.
They're not fun. I mean, it's like you're climbing for 5 hours. And you're
Yeah.
like, I don't think there's coffee up there. I don't think there's a
But
party
the
going
view
on up
is
there.
amazing. I'm like,
I'm
I don't
fine.
know. I
I'm
don't know.
First of all, it scares me to death to be up there. Right. On top of that, that's frightening. But so I think it's just personalities, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you've got that personality, like my husband has that personality, that's why we've been able to make it through hard 75. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hard 75. And I think that that is a great program. I'm just going to say, for anybody out there that wants to do some mental toughness, maybe you got something going on in your life that is stressing you, try the hard 75 program. I really do think it's a great one. And it's not too much. It's not too much. Um, we need to start the hard 30 for the dogs. Well,
Okay.
but we're not going to call it hard 30. We're going to call it's super easy. The super easy 30 for your dogs,
No,
right?
I think we should take the opposite of I think you should call it the hard 30 because it's not for everybody. And then
It's,
people are like, hey, I want to do that.
you
Reverse
know,
psychology.
tomorrow night we're doing the new feeder webinar, and I probably need to do this every month because we have so many new feeders coming on. But we're going to do Neely and I are going to do the new feeders webinar and basically just go over, like what do good poops look like? How do you rotate your proteins? How do you thaw
Mm-hmm.
the food? How long can it stay in the fridge? Is there really a bad batch? What kind of veggies can I add? What
Mm-hmm.
supplements? So you guys join us tomorrow night at 6:30 Mountain Time for that. If you are a new feeder, even if you're not feeding our food, right? It's a lot of information out there, Dr. Andy, that's very confusing to people. And as Dr. Billinghurst said, stop making it hard.
Yes. It's not hard, folks. I was kidding.
She
It's
is
really
kidding.
not.
She is kidding.
I am kidding.
Hey, I
Um,
had this question come up, Dr. Andy. Somebody said you guys never talk about microchipping and what you now, not what I think. I can't say, Dr. Andy, that I actually have any scientific or
mhm.
research on microchipping.
I don't
Um,
have that either,
okay, so we don't have a clue.
but I don't do it if I don't have to.
Right, right.
It's just a
Because
hunch. It's just a sense.
Well, you're okay, look, I get the whole if your dog is lost, somebody can,
Yes,
but
yes,
how about a
yes.
caller? A caller would just say, hey, my phone number to my parents is this.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
I get it that somebody, let's take it a step further. Somebody could steal your dog.
yes.
Okay.
That
And
still
then
don't mean that microchip's going to get them back to you.
right.
If that's their intent. So,
Right. But it's a foreign body that you're
Yep.
injecting into the dog. And I don't know where this foreign body goes.
Yep. You can see it on x-ray quite a bit. It's interesting. And then how does the reader read it? What signal is going into the body? And is that microchip continually sending out some signal? I don't know the answers. I never went down the rabbit hole. I just, if I had the choice, I did not microchip my animals. Now,
Well, why wouldn't you have the choice? That's not a mandate yet.
oh, like they come from the breeder already done. They come from the shelter already done. Oh, yes.
They do?
Oh, yeah. The
Now,
vast majority of them.
I did not know that shelter dogs were microchipped.
Yeah.
Who are they going to microchip them to? The
They
shelter?
microchip, yes. And then it's up to you to call and change it.
How do you change a microchip that's already in a dog? I'm curious.
No, the information to the company. You change the information to the company, to your name and your address and your phone number.
Duh. Diddy's like, you change the information on the microchip.
Okay. I'm trying to think who else microchipped here.
I have never heard. I don't
think Molly Brown is.
I've never heard of a breeder microchipping a little bitty puppy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, about 6 weeks. Torch came microchipped. The breeder I work with on her golden doodle, she microchips all her pups before they go.
Oh, that's a good question to be asking before you take home a puppy, right?
Yeah. On another, add that to the list.
I don't like
it. Do you want to go down the rabbit hole of those new pod things everyone's putting on their dog to locate them, the GPSs?
Sure, let's talk.
You want to talk about that?
Sure.
So why do people wear harnesses?
Because they think
harnesses
it keeps their dog from pulling, but it doesn't.
Yes, but
it causes them to pull more.
Yes, it does. But they also don't want them pulling on that thyroid.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I don't know if that's actually an issue. I'm on the fence on that. If that's a mechanical issue that affects the thyroid, some say yes, some don't have an opinion. But now everybody's putting these little iPod things right here over the thyroid that is sending out Wi-Fi signals continuously back and forth to your phone. This is not going to go well for your pets, folks. It's really close to their brain, really close to their eyes, nose, mouth, thyroid, brainstem. If I get it, you don't want to lose your pet. So when you are out and they have an opportunity, like you're off leash, you're at something, put it on, then take it off. They should not be wearing them 24/7. I just see disaster down the line. You're going to see a lot more thyroid disease. We're going to have new fangled lymphatic diseases, all because this Wi-Fi is kicking out all the time back and forth to your phone.
Okay, well, I can get on board with that because you see the little iPods that you put in your ears.
Yeah. That irradiates your brain.
Right. And also, which my husband has ordered all new stuff back with a wire to it. Right.
Yep. I got to get some fancier ones, but I am at least on a cord.
Yeah. And I'm on a cord here too. But the cyst, people are reporting these cysts behind their ears because they wear these ear pods 8 hours a day. Right.
Tinnitus has gone up through the roof too, which is a ringing in the ears.
Yeah. And if you wear both in both ears, it sends signals back and forth through your little head.
Right through the brain. Yep.
Right. Yeah. So it is crazy. It is crazy. So
I wonder if some people have put them on their dogs and noticed a behavior change.
I don't know. You talking about the GPS signals?
Yeah. Just having Wi-Fi kicking off all the time after, so many weeks or whatever, if they're noticing or their dog's been wearing it now for a month straight, or I don't know. I'm throwing it out there into the world, into the ether here. Have you seen behavior changes in your dog?
So I didn't realize that people were putting a GPS tracker on their dog 24/7.
Yeah.
It's
they hook it onto the collar, and whenever the collar's on, it's on.
So if they're in the backyard or in the house, why we need that?
That's what I'm saying. If you feel like your dog is a flight risk on a certain trip you're taking,
Get
put
a
it on.
trainer.
Well,
Get a
yes.
trainer.
Yes. Change the food, get a trainer. We always want this damn easy crap and it's killing us. But anyway, take the thing off. Take it off. They do not need to be wearing it all the time.
I suppose that just like there are different personalities in people, right? There are different personalities in dogs. We know this. But here's the thing. I mean, like I look at the training and the time that we put into the training with Lozzie, and I don't mean to brag, but that
Oh, you
dog,
should brag.
but
That's a lot of time. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of energy, and it's paid off. She is delightful.
yeah.
And she's voice controlled and she's amazing. That does not happen overnight. That does
No.
not happen with a lot of time put in by the owners and the dog.
And I'm telling you, she won't chase. If she is very much voice command trained, leave it, but there's Adobe Odin.
Those darn dobies.
And he's such a doll, but he just wants to play with her. And so when she doesn't obey, then guess what happens? The pinch collar's on, folks. Okay, it's a pinch collar that we know how to use. And Rick puts her on that pinch collar and she gets corrected immediately. And she doesn't get to, run free on her walk. And she has never done that with me. I mean, like I could say, leave it, and she'll heel right there with me. So I do wonder if there are dogs that aren't able to be. I don't know if it's a training thing. I don't know if they've got a neurological problem, but there are a lot of people that say, oh, my dog, I could never do that with my dog. So
if you can't do it with your dog, then that's going to come to fruition. Right. I think it's multifactual, factorial. There we go. It's how much time and money do you have to put into your dog? And what are you feeding so the dog can actually learn and train with you? Right. If they're hopped up on those carbs from that ultra processed kibble, it's going to be hard to get their attention. Yeah. It's like when you feed a bunch of little kids, they're not really paying attention to you either. And there's lots of screaming and running around.
And then that's when I have to say, make spanking cool again. And that's just not right. It's not right that we hop them up on sugar and then we say, make spanking cool again. That's wrong. All right, everybody, listen, you can work with Dr. Andi. She's over at animalmagiccare.com, animalmagiccare.com. Here's what I see that Andi brings to the table for you guys. You got a dog that's been scheduled for surgery. I think you need to get a consult with Dr. Andi first. You got a dog that you think can no longer get in the car, can no longer walk up the stairs, and that's just it. That's just their fate in the world. You need a consult with Dr. Andi because she can look at your dog. You can do a video, okay? You can have him right there on Zoom. I know that she's not touching him, but she's seen about a gazillion dogs. And also she could talk to you about supplementation. Sam, who came over to see you, Dr. Andi, she texted me the other day and she was very upset with the surgeon because he poo-pooed all of her holistic pain meds. And so anyway, as she said, you guys really need, she said, I can see how people cave.
Yeah. And I see how people cave.
Right.
Yes.
That's why you guys need to work with somebody like Dr. Andi. She will pass the big balls of courage to you and say, talk to your surgeon.
I will do my best. And on those occasions, she should have been texting some of us in that room.
Right.
Before I don't think she caved, right? But
no.
Some do. And I'm like, why didn't you text me and ask me what they're, what does this mean that they're telling you?
Right. So you can do that. All you have to do is get over to animalmagiccare.com, get on Dr. Andi's team. Okay. She's got some great stuff coming out of emails. So you want to get over there, animalmagiccare.com. Get your dog on a species appropriate diet. No, I'm sorry, that is not an ultra processed kibble. It's not. It is meat, bones, organ, and fat. Yeah, we got some fruits and veggies in one of those. And maybe you got some stinky tripe. And when you open up the stinky tripe, I got this week. This stuff is spoiled. Gave me a 3 on a review because he said it was spoiled. I said, no.
Do you not know what tripe is?
That's what it is. Gave me a bad review because of goodness tripe. I was like, all right. Okay. There's just a big video right there that says tripe stinks, but okay. Anyway, get over to rawdogfoodandco.com. Listen, join us tomorrow night in our new feeders webinar. If you need the link, email me at info@rawdogfoodandco.com. Where your pet's health is our business and what, Dr. Andy?
Friends don't let friends feed kibble.
All right. Or ultra processed food.
Yes.
Bye, y'all.